Hi, Mike Campbell again. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about the KWL and how it related to what I have done. Basically, for my video, to use one that I found on YouTube, it was Instructional Strategies, the KWL strategy by Let's Teach. And with this video, it's kind of like a combination of a graphic organizer and visual notes. The videos that we had done previously, where we created a video using the software that kind of drew on the screen. It's in that type of a format, and I like the visual note taking. Going through art school, visual note taking is the only reason I was able to get through my art history classes. So I find it to be effective. I think it helps you to remember the information a little bit easier. That's why I chose that video. It doesn't really stand out as far as like against some of the others that I saw. The information is pretty redundant compared to the others. It's just that on there, for me the key was the visual note taking, and me personally liking that approach. When we did this with the class, or when I did this with the class, what I found out was my students didn't know anything. I did it on my printmaking lessons, and I chose to do it with my advanced students because I figured they would know more. I was wrong. They didn't know anything. The only thing that they knew about printmaking is that graphic t-shirts like this one are printed, and that old posters and some greeting cards were printed. And as I was going through, and I asked, well, I found out that they didn't know this, and I'm of the belief that they should have known this as freshmen, but as juniors and seniors that they didn't. I was a little upset by that. They could tell that I was a little upset by that, and they knew that I wasn't upset with them, but with my predecessor for not teaching them. And so I whipped up YouTube really quickly, showed them some videos with some examples of the different types of printmaking. We went through, I showed them a bunch of photos of different things that they could do, and then I asked them point blank, it's like, okay, now that you see the things that we can do with printmaking, what do you want to do? And after they got a chance to actually see it, they wanted to do all of it. They were pretty excited about it, and I loved that. I hadn't seen them that excited about anything since I told them we were going to tie-dye, and which they also loved. So getting into it, they wanted to know how to make t-shirts. They wanted to know how to make like the rubber stamps like you can buy at Hobby Lobby. And then I also showed them that they could do like potato stamps and some foam block stamps. I just showed them a video on the potato stamps. I actually put the foam block stamps in there, and they're, like I said, they're pretty excited about that. Going through, they actually did learn quite a bit because, like I said, they were starting with almost a blank slate. Um, they were able to learn that there are several types of printmaking, not just t-shirts. That screen printing ink uses paint over a stencil, or over a stenciled screen could be on any type of a surface. They learned the different types of block printing and what they can be done on. And the biggest takeaway is they learned that it's easier than they expected. They found out that making the stamps, making the stencils, carving it, cutting it was a little more difficult than they thought, but the actual printing process is relatively easy, and they were excited about that. They learned some new terms, and they learned a lot by making mistakes. Because when we got through, or once we got through making the stencils, I let them try. I let them experiment. I kind of, I don't want to say set them up to fail, but I gave them the opportunity to fail. If I saw somebody was taking a wet screen over and they were going to try to paint, or excuse me, to print, I didn't tell them anything until they were done, and then once they wanted to know why it was blurry, that's because you didn't let the screen dry. So next time that student went back, screen was dry. I think you learn as much by making mistakes as you do by getting it right. But they also did make some pretty decent initial attempts at it. We're going in next week, and we'll get a chance to see how much they learned, because they're going to be making actual, they'll be doing some screen prints on actual t-shirts, which that's their opportunity to really show me what they've learned. But so far, I have a good feeling about it, because by the end of the day on Friday, we were coming up with some pretty good stuff. Well, that's all I've got for you today, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you.